This is Spain historically, and this is what they could have been. What if, instead of decline, the 19th century became Spain's comeback story? Let's go way back to 1820, where the military overthrew the monarchy and created a constitutional monarchy, until 1822, where France invaded Spain and reinstated the monarchy. Here, we want Spain to make a compromise with the conservatives and reach out to the UK for protection. This would allow Spain to stay liberal and develop at the speed of other countries at the time. From here, Spain would start developing and consolidating the empire, until 1848, where liberal revolutions took over Europe. Let's say that leftists take over in 1848 and further reform Spain, which would greatly help with their progress. Spain would then spend the rest of 1848 supporting revolutionaries, especially in Italy, where Sicilians could secure their independence with Spain's help, providing a strategic asset for them in the future. This would come in handy when Italy would unify with them later, getting Spain a close ally in the Mediterranean. Let's take a break from Europe and have a look at America, the place Spain once dominated. Spain missed multiple chances for expansion here. They rejected Yucatan's offer for protection, ignored the chance to seize Veracruz during Mexico's Civil War in 1858, and turned down Ecuador's plea for help against Peru the next year. In this timeline, Spain acts. They use their new navy against Peru, forcing them to join Ecuador as a puppet and cede territory. A similar thing happened 3 years later with the Dominican Republic against Haiti. Because this new Spain is liberal, it pursues a policy of integration rather than pure extraction. By granting rights to colonial subjects, they prevent the Dominican Restoration War. Spain could then use their free troops to invade and annex Haiti. Then, in the 1870s, another opportunity would come around, the Franco-Prussian War. While the Spanish crown crisis would never happen, Bismarck would probably still find a justification for war. Germany would certainly not be happy about Spain joining, as it would tarnish their reputation, but an entry would be great for Spain, as they could annex Andorra and retake other old lands, as well as pursue colonial expansion. In 1879, Bolivia and Chile would go to war. As both countries would be exhausted, it poses an opportunity for Spain to expand. While total conquest is unrealistic, Spain could puppet them. Further south, the Kingdom of Patagonia, historically rejected by France, could have found a willing partner in Spain. A union here would extend Spanish influence deep into South America. This brings us to the partition of Africa. As I said earlier, Spain could have seized Gabon, parts of Algeria, and Djibouti for themselves in 1871, which allows them to pursue more aggressive claims and end up with more territory in general. Each of these colonies are quite strategic, and if Spain treats the locals like they did in America, they could be surprisingly cheap to occupy. Then we have Asia. While the map makes everything look simple, it's not. Applying a similar colonial strategy could quell resistance in the Philippines and allow Spain to buy North Borneo in 1881. There were also small countries like Lanfang, Sarawak, and Sedang that desperately needed protection from Europeans and would happily accept a Spanish protectorate. This would definitely annoy France and the Dutch, but wouldn't be enough for an all-out war. Spain is also in the position to take parts of West Papua in 1885. We could also see Spain and China align against France and Japan in the region, with China maybe giving a concession like Hangzhou to Spain like a true great power. This alliance brings us to 1895, where Japan invaded China. Japan will still win, but the island of Taiwan would be armed by Spain. This invasion would result in Japan and Spain going to war. So how will Spain defend Taiwan? Historically, the main killer of Japanese troops was disease. By intentionally spreading disease when Japan lands on Taiwan, and by using scorched earth tactics, the war would become too costly and Japan would have to pull out. Spain's victory on the island would give them a protectorate over Formosa. Anyway, nearing the 1900s, the Spanish-American War historically happened, a completely different scenario. So I will end the video here with these nice stats.